prioritize your health. That's the biggest key, is just making sure that you're building that threshold of energy.
Yeah. And I think it's really important too for the kids to continue to have a routine. The kids need to have
Right.
their own, like, you need to set the expectations for your kids with like what the day is going to look like, or the same routine every morning. So, if you yourself don't have that routine where you just kind of let yourself sleep in until you feel like waking up, or until whatever it might be, like right before you have to get your kids up, or if you're waking up with your kids and you're not ready for the day. I mean, it probably works for some people. It doesn't work for me, but if you find that it's not working for you, then maybe try to wake yourself up at least a half an hour earlier before the kids, because then you can be prepared mentally to then handle however they're going to be. Because I mean, if you have younger kids, you don't know how they're going to wake up.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the 317 Wellness Podcast. It's been a minute since we've been here, but we are back, and we are also back to school.
Back to school. Yes. So all of the fun that comes with that we'll be jumping into and talking about.
Right. So we'll be talking about how to prepare as a family.
Right.
And keep your health a priority as well.
Correct.
So,
I'm getting into that. So, I'm Jody.
And my name is Tim.
For those that haven't watched before. But yeah, let's get into it.
Right. So new year has started. So right now, our daughter's about to be she's in fifth grade. Fourth grade. Holy crap. Fourth grade.
Fourth grade. Yep. And
then our son is just now starting preschool.
Yep. Little 3.5-year-old in preschool. Super, super cute.
Right. So how do you feel about that?
At first I was a little nervous about it, I guess, because he's been with me for 3.5 years, just, all the time. So I didn't know how that was going to go. But, once you get into it, I don't really think about it, and just kind of going with the flow and trying to get into this new routine of everything. So the first week went, pretty well. So just having to adjust. Everyone's kind of having to adjust to the new schedules. Yeah,
I think for you're used to, because you were taking them to daycare, right?
Well, to work with me.
To work with you. So, but now he's there longer.
Yes, he's there all day. So.
And I guess, how has your routine changed since it's been the first week?
Yeah, so I've changed up kind of completely, so that I was just working half days because I didn't have childcare for the afternoon. Mm-hmm. So now I am working 2.5 days. So 2 full days where I'm there all day long, which is different. I mean, when you're training in a gym for half a day, that's half a day of extroverting. And I'm borderline introvert extrovert. So when it comes to energy, like, that was kind of enough. And then I could come home with Eli, and then we were just here at home. We ran errands, I cleaned, whatever. Now I've found that I am extroverting for 7-8 hours.
Right.
And it's all in one day. And I realized that, this is going to be an adjustment for me, because that's a big energy expenditure to then come home and then be around everyone in the family and keep going and doing all the things. I'm finding myself kind of worn out on those longer days. And then I have a half day there. But then I have 2 days where I just work on our business here.
Right.
So it balances it out. And I think I'm going to like it. But the first week is just, just kind of getting used to everything.
Getting used to routine. Yeah. And I get what you're saying with the energy, because I'm with people all day at work. And when I get home, it does get exhausting.
Yeah.
So I can tell when I'm a lower energy by the time I get home.
Right. And I think that's a really good thing for people to just be aware of. I don't think we think about kind of our personality and how it works or doesn't work with our daily work environment and our schedule and things like that. So just becoming aware of how much energy you have to spend around people. Because it does. I mean, you're talking to people, you're giving of your emotions, you're taking their emotions in conversations. It can really zap your energy kind of fast. So, and it makes you, for me, it makes me irritable kind of in the evening. So, I think that's just a big piece of when you're switching up your routine, or you're looking at maybe why you're feeling off. It could be just how you're spending your energy.
Yeah. And I notice my energy gets, when I work out, when I do leg day, I deplete myself. So I know when I get done and get home, midway through the day, I'm just zapped out. Yeah. So I realized that I have to make sure that I'm checking my energy as well, that I'm not depleting myself too much with leg day, even though I want to push myself hard. I gotta watch my energy because, like I said, I'll be burned out by the time the afternoon hits. So yeah, energy is important.
Yeah,
Gotta have energy.
And on those days where I'm working longer at the gym, those are my days where I work out too. So not only am I around people all day, then at the end of that day, I'm then working out either legs or upper, depending on the day when I'm working out. And then sometimes I think I just need to build in a cushion of just like a little bit of breathing
break
time before I go get Eli from preschool and come home. So yeah.
Yeah. So now Lydia's in school as well, and getting her on the bus.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tricky, right?
Well, it was because I made a mistake on the enrollment. For the first day was a little bit of like she didn't have transportation to and from school. So I had to, we had to figure that out on the first day. But no, we switched a bus for her, which I think is going to be better for her this year. She was getting headaches at the end of last year. She said being on the bus for a long time. So now we've kind of cut that commute in half. But it's not too bad. Yeah. So now it kind of works with the work schedule and, she handles that pretty well on her own.
Yeah, so my schedule doesn't change. I mean, I still work full time now and still do all the stuff that I do with the content and social media. So I stay busy all week long. And I guess my goal now that the kids are back in school is to make sure that I'm helping you out because I know that you don't have much time to take care of the house as much,
right?
Because you're working more. So I have to step in and do a little bit more around the house.
Yeah. Well, and you're also getting Eli from preschool a couple days a week too, which is helpful. So we've split up that of having, to go and fight the traffic, which is it's not always nice with all the construction right now where we're at. So that's really helpful too. So there's at least 2 days a week where I don't have to go back out to pick him up. So but that's changed for your schedule.
Yeah. So I think preparation is the key to help us be successul in this new routine, right? So preparing the food like we normally do because you don't have much time. I have also had to step in with the grocery list, making sure I'm writing down the list. And because normally you do that part too.
Yeah. We kind of alternate. Sometimes we do it together, but I think it's one of those things of like, I don't have time, then you'll do it. Or if I have time, I'll do it. And then you'll kind of fill in, we kind of work on it together, but yeah.
And I've been starting to go grab the groceries from Meijer. I guess with making sure that you keep health a priority during this busy season, I feel like you have to make sure that you're making things easy on yourself because, I've talked to so many people that don't use the delivery service or they don't use the Meijer app or the pickup order because maybe they don't know about it. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I've talked to some people about it because they also, it's a lot of time. I mean, especially when you have multiple kids, multiple jobs, whatever it is, like it's a lot of time to go into the grocery store to pick out what you want, to then put it on the belt or whatever it is. A lot of them are self-checkout now. So you're spending more of your energy. And so if they offer the service with whatever grocery store, someone shops at, take advantage of it. A lot of times we've done produce ourselves. I mean, that's one of the things a lot of people say they're kind of picky about. Yeah. And then you just started doing a meat delivery to check that out because for more of the grass-fed meats and things that you would like to have. So that saves us on time too. If we get meat delivered to the house, if we get most of the groceries, we just pick up. And then if I just go in for the produce or, whatever, it really saves a lot of time.
Oh yeah. That saves you at least an hour and a half. Like it probably takes about an hour and a half to grocery shop. I'd say maybe longer for people, but that's a big chunk.
Yeah. And when we switched to really doing this consistently, I was realizing, I know this, I told you this, it was bad. I would get to about the end of the grocery shopping trip. I had a little bit more to go. And in my head, I was telling myself, just leave the cart and walk out. Like I was tired. It was just like so much with people, like a lot of peopling again everywhere. And then you're picking everything. And then the cart was getting so heavy because we do one grocery shop haul a week and we eat every meal here at home except for one.
Yes.
And so it's a lot of food in one haul. A lot of cooking. Yeah. To bring everything home. And so I was just getting physically and mentally just drained doing the grocery shopping. And so we can still get all the foods that we need here. And we love our people at Meijer that pick the groceries for us and put them in my car. And it saves me a lot of time.
It saves you a lot of time. And also another part that we do with the groceries is that we set a time each week to write the list out.
Yeah.
So we use apps like Pinterest, TikTok, maybe what else? Google.
Yeah,
To
I just
find
Google stuff,
to
yeah.
find recipes, and the recipes that we make are just simple.
Yeah, they're pretty simple.
Simple. And some of the proteins that I like to get for my meals is things like rotisserie chicken, because I can prep that for the next couple of days for my lunches. Still have plenty of protein in there with the meats, and then also has fat in there as well, which that's what I enjoy doing is low carb, high fat plan macro breakdown. So I get foods that are already made. So for example, like I said, rotisserie chicken. Also maybe what else do I do?
Sometimes we do the frozen fajita chicken. Sometimes
The chicken
for like
fajita,
salads,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
or
You can
other things.
Throw it in the microwave. It's already pre-cooked.
I mean, 4 ounces is like 28 grams of protein.
Right.
So
There's
you
so
get a
many
lot.
things that you can do to get yourself prepared in a convenient way. And also the rice cups. I do
you
jasmine
like those.
rice that come in the cup. Throw it in the microwave for a minute, and my food's prepped.
Right.
I don't want to spend much time because we are busy.
Right.
So also because I'm more focused on just getting food in my system,
Right.
good quality food,
Fueling.
fueling rather than spending so much time trying to figure out what I enjoy, what kind of food I enjoy.
Yeah, and being prepped like that, whenever you are hungry, then you know you have food ready. Instead of, I think so many people are just like, oh, I'm hungry. What's in the cabinet? What am I going to eat? And with us, it's like, oh, you have rotisserie chicken, you have burger pies. We have the beef sticks, and we have protein bars, and we have other things that we can just get. There's, there's plenty of vegetables and fruit here all the time too for the kids with snacks. So it's not like we're just ready. We're always ready to be able to eat something. Like Eli's come home from preschool and he's hungry. And so he was eating watermelon, and then he was eating mini peppers, because I don't want to just give him a lot of like cereal or crackers or like,
especially for dinner.
Yeah, like carb stuff, because I know
Yeah.
he's had a lot actually at school. So, we we prepare with healthy snacks as well as we prepare our meals ahead of time. So it saves us time, it saves us stress, and then we're not just binge eating like junk food.
We're not feeling like crap as well.
Yeah.
So it's huge, like having that food available and ready to go instead of not having things planned out, because then you're going to go straight to a fast food place right after work, and because you don't have anything planned for the kids, and then they're eating like crap, you're eating like crap, and everyone's feeling like crap, and then the energy's back down. To lower.
Exactly. And we keep doing the same things we're doing. We have the menu set every week. It's on the board. Like we know what we're going to be eating for dinner, and it's either you or me. Like we can actually bounce that around too. Like if you're low energy and I'm good because I've been home all day, I know I'm going to cook. But if like I've been gone all day and maybe I'm a little low energy and you only had a half day of work or something, then you know what's on the board to cook, and we've got everything and we're ready to go. So a lot of this too is partnering together, right? Like we're partnering together to make sure we're having the healthy foods. We're partnering together to make sure we're cooking the healthy foods. We're partnering together, to make sure we're each spending our energy in the right ways. We're, sharing and getting Lydia to school, and sharing and picking Eli up. And so I think, I think it's really good to not just try to do it all yourself, either mom or dad, but, make sure you're working together.
And the way that we get to that point is by making it a habit, because until you get used to that routine, that structure of having groceries written up, searching for the food, it's going to take time for you to build that habit if you're not used to this. So we have systems, I guess, that make it easier for us. So with the food on Pinterest, I have saved galleries already of food in there. I have all the meals in there that we've eaten before. I saved them in there so that I can just go through the gallery, pick the foods that we want for this week, and I just keep adding some more recipes. And that helps. It helps so much.
Right. We sometimes save our lists too, because we write the list down, because it's just, I don't know about going to a grocery store, having a paper list is works better for my brain sometimes too. But we save those. We have those. So if we ever get into a rut, we can kind of look back at, oh, well, we haven't had this for a while, or we haven't had that, and kind of make the list from there. So in my mind, I would love to have a database of like, this is the protein, like the pork, or this is the beef, this is the chicken, like different meals. And we could just go in and be like, okay, and just kind of put it together. And I'm sure there's apps out there already like that. But, but yeah, I would love to have I'm in my nerdy way, some sort of Excel spreadsheet that has everything organized that I can just pick the meals and it populates everything for me.
What I want is someone to deliver the food to me.
Or cook the meals right in our home.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah. So that's the number one thing that you need to be doing with your nutrition is just preparing. You can't expect results without preparation.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest key as a busy parent, that you have to do the work. You have to do it.
Right.
Because you're going to continue the cycle, the patterns. If you don't, break them. Back to our, I guess, workouts. Or how do we incorporate our workout now that the kids are, I guess, now that we're busier?
I think, I don't know. For me, I think my workouts I get to have more of workouts because I do have a little bit more time and more freedom because he's in preschool, and there's not like I have to get him at a certain time. So I only had half day childcare before. So it was like sometimes, I only have a half an hour to work out, and I'd still do something, but now it's like, I got a little bit of a leisurely workout now, and I can do a little bit more. So yeah, I think that's good. And right now I'm kind of getting back into like over the summer. I did work out, but they were just kind of like, like maintenance workouts. I wasn't like really, you don't know what that is. You go hard with all your workouts. For me, I'm like, okay, I'm just maintaining right now. But now I can actually get into it, and I have a bigger goal of working out at the gym, lifting 3 times a week, and then doing Pilates once here at home on the weekends. So, so yeah, I feel like.
So how many days do you get?
I do. 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah, and then I do 4 days. So
more than me.
But we'll see how. It should work out, but we'll see if I can keep that consistency.
Yeah.
So,
and
then
I guess,
with you.
Well, I guess what kind of workouts can people do if they're busy, like for women?
Oh, for women, if you're starting out, I think I like to do circuit training. I like to do circuit workouts because for me, it keeps me more entertained. If I'm moving quickly from one kind of like workout to another and then doing a little bit of like a cardio burst in there, then resting and then doing, or whatever, cardio first and then the workout, to keep your heart rate up. But I think you can get in a couple circuits in like 30 minutes or less. So you can do that at home. You can do that at the gym. But yeah, once you've kind of got where you're at, then workouts I think can change a little bit.
Yeah.
So. How is your workout routine? Do you feel like it's changed much at all?
Yeah, I feel like it's been less time because I was getting about 5 days a week when I was single, and now it's like 3 days, sometimes 4 if I can work out in here. But I'm also busy with the other stuff that I'm doing, so I try to keep it at 3 days because I still get to see results, but I really focus on my nutrition, and that's where you're really gonna get the results. So I don't need to be at the gym 5 times a week. I need to be at the gym at least 3 times minimum, doing strength, doing HIIT, high intensity interval training workouts, also doing circuit as well. But I do a lot of supersets, which is moving from one exercise to the next. I even combine 3 exercises at a time. So I go boom, like from one exercise to the next, and then take a break. So the reason why I do that is because I'm just trying to burn the calories, trying to avoid the dad bod, trying to keep my energy up, heart rate up, because I want to be functional and operate with high energy with the family, be able to keep it with my kids. Yeah. And that's how I work out now. I used to work out with building strength, trying to, push a lot of weight. And now that I'm a little bit older, I can't do that. No. I have knees jacked up. Yeah. My hips jacked up from working at 10-hour shifts,
Back probably hurts all the
back
time.
hurts right now. So I can't train for strength as much as I used to. It's more just functional power movements because I want to keep my energy and movement up so that I can have the energy and be with my kids. Right. And, be with Eli, wrestle with Eli and all that. Yeah. So that's the kind of training that I do. And I enjoy it. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference from when you're kind of starting with working out, right? Or starting to get on that healthy path to when you are 5, 10, 15 years down the road. You can still do the same kind of workouts, but I think as you get older, you do have to kind of adjust. You have to do things a little bit differently. One, conserving energy when you have kids.
Right.
You're not going to work out the same as when you were in your 20s and in college at the gym or whatever. In your 30s and your 40s, you're going to be working out a little differently. In your 50s and your 60s, you're going to be working out a little differently. So I think it's just people need to understand that how we work out now may not be where they're at right now working out too. So it just takes different kinds of workout plans, but yeah.
Yep. So routine wise,
Yeah.
last thing we're going to talk about today is the routine wise with your morning schedule. I guess how do you structure that?
Yeah, I still like to wake up before the kids. So I try to my alarm is set for 5:30, but recently I've been waking up at like 5 or a little bit before 5. And so sorry to everyone that I communicate with. If you've texted me at 10 to midnight, you're not going to get a text back, but you will get that at 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning. And I will apologize for the early text, but that's when I can do that kind of work.
Right.
I do a little bit of other work, do some content, or, just have my quiet and prayer time and just kind of prepare myself for the day. So I've kept that structure. I'm not going to change that. So yeah. And then when the kids get up, then it's time to rock and roll and all the packing and all the things. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the main thing that we're talking about is preparation. And that's having that time for yourself, because you do have to prepare yourself as a parent, because it is chaotic. It does get busy. It does get stressful trying to manage everything. But if you have that time for yourself, you're going to be more at peace. You're going to be able to have, like, for example, I do my meditation, and then I do cold showers as well. And it just spikes my energy up. So I go on there as a positive person.
Yeah.
At work, and then at home, when I do come home exhausted, sometimes I power nap for 15 minutes and get my energy back up, so I'm able to jump back in there, because those days are long, almost 10 hours, 9-10 hour days. And I'm sure there are a lot of dads out there that come home from 10-12 hour days and they're exhausted too. So we have to, first of all, take care of ourselves in the morning, prepare ourselves, and then come home, make sure that we're either taking some time to rest for a few. I close my eyes. That helps me, but I don't know if people can take naps and feel good afterwards. I know some people can't, but it really does help me out.
Yeah.
It is important to make sure you take care of yourself and prioritize your health. That's the biggest key, is just making sure that you're building that threshold of energy.
Yeah. And I think it's really important too for the kids to continue to have a routine. The kids need to have their own, like, you need to set the expectations for your kids with like what the day is going to look like, or the same routine every morning. So, if you yourself don't have that routine where you just kind of let yourself sleep in until you feel like waking up, or until whatever it might be, like right before you have to get your kids up, or if you're waking up with your kids and you're not ready for the day, I mean, it probably works for some people. It doesn't work for me, but if you find that it's not working for you, excuse me, then maybe try to wake yourself up at least a half an hour earlier before the kids. Because then you can be prepared mentally to then handle however they're going to be. Because, I mean, if you have younger kids, you don't know how they're going to wake up. They may wake up feeling refreshed. They may wake up being really crabby, and you have to be on your game because you got to get them out the door. You got to get yourself out the door. So setting yourself up first, then setting your kids up second, for success, and knowing, like, we do the same thing kind of every morning with both kids. You have to do X, Y, and Z first. Here's your breakfast. It's going to be ready. And then you got to pack these things, and I'm doing these things. And, there's like a time on the clock for, okay, this is when I need to be out of the kitchen and doing these other things.
Right.
So they know that too. Like the expectation is already there of this is how the morning is going to flow.
Right.
So then the day is more successful as you go. And then when they come home from school, I feel like we have a similar thing of like dinner's going to be at this certain time, and then afterwards we're going to do family things together. But before that, it's kind of like they can just kind of settle and do their own thing. So having that routine not only helps for us as parents, but it helps the kids already have that expectation of what's going to happen in their day.
Yeah.
So I think that's important.
Yep. So I think that's going to be it for this podcast.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Head over to 317wellness.com to find free protein.
Resources, yeah.
Free resources, protein meals.
Yeah.
I got my fitness guide for dads out there. And if you're in the area, I am taking on personal training clients plus coaching. That's what I offer. And then she does online and
some training here
and some training as well.
Yeah.
So until next time, guys, prioritize the health, be that stronghold that your family needs, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Bye.